Hi everyone, Nico here with another recap. Today's anime is the very popular Chainsaw Man. In this story, devils that feed humanity's fears roam the world, and the protagonist is a boy that contracts with a very powerful devil of chainsaws. Watch to find out what happens. Denji is an orphan who lives alone in a crappy home because he has inherited a large amount of debt. As he leaves his house, Denji remarks that he has already sold body parts like a kidney and an eye for money, and yet he still owes more than 38 million yen. His partner Pochita is a cute chainsaw devil and helps him to defeat other devils who are worth a lot of money when defeated. After defeating the tomato devil, the debt collector arrives to get the corpse. But although the reward for killing devils is large, the many management fees and interest on Denji's debt means that the reward becomes only a few thousand yen. Between rent and paying off the debt, they have very little left, so Denji plans to eat just plain bread. Meanwhile, the Yakuza, who hold his debt, watch him. They use Denji as a devil hunter to pay off the debt he inherited from his father. The Yakuza tease him and pay him 100 yen to eat a cigarette. At home they eat bread, and Denji thinks he will die alone and in debt, and all he wants to do before he dies is to score with at least one girl. The debt passed to Denji when he was a young boy after his father committed suicide, and on the same day Denji met Pochita the chainsaw devil. Pochita was injured, and since Denji had heard that human blood heals devils, he allows Pochita to heal him. However, Denji asks in exchange that Pochita help him to pay off his debt as a devil hunter, and from then on Denji and Pochita worked as devil hunters to pay off his debt. Denji dreams of eating good food with Pochita and meeting a nice girl to play video games with. He coughs up blood and wonders if he inherited the disease that killed his mother. Later, the Yakuza drive Denji to the next devil who lives in an abandoned warehouse. But the debt collector and the Yakuza betray Denji, as they have made their own deal with a devil and Denji will be their sacrifice. But the devil they made a deal with, the zombie devil, proved to be too strong and it dominated the Yakuza, turning them all into zombies. They chase after the injured Denji and hack him and Pochita into pieces. An injured Pochita remembers its life with Denji, who treated it kindly and was worried about the day that Denji would likely die, as devil hunters would likely come to kill the chainsaw devil. Denji offers his dead body after he dies to the devil, so that Pochita would have a better chance at freedom and fulfill his dream. Remembering this promise, Pochita repairs Denji's body and speaks to Denji for the first time in a dream. Pochita will be Denji's new heart and keep him alive, and in exchange Denji will show Pochita his dream. Denji wakes up to find Pochita as his new heart. The zombie devil is surprised to see him and the zombies attacked. Denji uses his dreams of a better life to fuel his determination, and when the zombie pounds on him he turns into half man and half chainsaw. In his new form, Denji is much stronger and tears into the zombie devil and his minions, as he is easily able to deal with the slow-moving zombies. The Chainsaw Man's power proves too much for the zombie devil, and after he defeats the devil he wipes out the rest of the zombified Yakuza. The next morning several devil hunters appear at the warehouse and witness the bloody aftermath. The devil hunter Makima detects that Denji is somehow different and she hugs him and he returns to human form. She is a devil hunter working for the public safety devil hunters and gives him two options, that he be killed as a devil or she will take care of him if he is human. Denji asks her what devil hunters like her eat, and she describes toast with jam, and he becomes amazed. He accepts the offer and the public safety hunters take him away. Makima tells him that she is under her command now and that she expects him to be as obedient as a dog. He doesn't want to be treated like a dog, but when he is cold and hungry she gives Denji her jacket and he can't stay mad at her. They get breakfast at a food stand and still weak from the fight Denji can barely stand. Denji reveals to Makima his past with Pochita and how the devil became his heart, and though this a highly unusual case she decides to believe him. Denji quickly passes out from blood loss. When he wakes up Makima feeds him since he is still weak, and they introduce themselves to each other. Denji also asks what kind of guys she likes and she states that she likes guys like him. They arrive at the public safety office, and Denji can't focus as he just wants to date Makima, the first girl who seems to like him. He is introduced to Aki, another devil hunter who will be training him, but Denji just wants to be with Makima. She promises that if he does well, they will eventually work together. On patrol, Denji's pestering about Makima's love life makes Aki angry, so Aki beats him up in an alley. He tells Denji that he should quit as becoming a devil hunter with their team will get him killed, but Denji becomes pissed off and ambushes Aki, repeatedly hitting him. Denji, who has grown up with nothing, has eaten his first udon noodles and had a meal paid for him, so he would never give up this life now. Aki is offended by Denji's attraction to Makima, and they continue to fight, but Denji takes him out with a kick and brings him back to the office. Makima reveals that Denji will join Aki's squad, and because he has merged with the devil, the squad has the right to kill him if he doesn't obey orders. But even with the threat of death, Denji cannot help but love Makima. Denji has a great time eating jam and taking a bath in Aki's apartment. The next day the devil hunter responds to a devil incident, where a devil has taken over the corpse of a human. They confront the fiend and Aki asks that Denji prove his usefulness by turning into a devil, but Denji just decapitates him, saying he didn't want to create a mess and he wanted the devil's death to be less painful. Aki, who witnessed his whole family get killed by devils, is angry that Denji killed the devil mercifully, but leaves when Denji says he has no friends. It turns out Denji was just protecting magazines. Now that Denji has a good home and good food, he just wants to score with a girl and preferably with Makima, so he makes this his new goal in life. Makima decides to assign a partner to Denji, and his partner is a fiend named Power. He is first unhappy with the partnership, but then is okay with being paired with her. They patrol together and she just wants to run around and kill things, demanding they get into a fight so she can drink blood. They don't seem to be able to find devils because Power is known to be powerful, and the devils can all smell and run away from her. She suddenly smells blood and launches herself off the building to crush the sea cucumber devil, reveling in its guts as she defeats it in one hit. Denji, who has joined the Public Safety Commission as a devil hunter, is scolded by Makima because his partner Power destroyed a target that was not hers to kill. Makima tells Denji he must keep an eye on his partner, and Power starts to blame Denji, and they start fighting. After their patrol, Denji states that he doesn't want to lose his good life now as a devil hunter, and Power needs to behave herself. Power can't help but hate the devils, as she loves cats, and before she was forced into public safety her cat Meowie was kidnapped by devils. She isn't sure if Meowie is still alive, but she would do anything to recover Meowie from the devils. Since Denji wants to fondle a girl's chest at all costs, Power offers her own if he helps her to rescue Meowie, and Denji quickly becomes fired up and swears they will rescue Meowie. They launch their investigation after approval from HQ, as Power cannot be out in public alone. Power is certain that a rival devil has captured Meowie to use as a cat shield against Power. Denji is reminded of Pochita and how he misses his pet devil, but he also can't help but think about the mission's reward. However, he is also sure that they will never get along, and he looks forward to finishing their deal. Meanwhile, Makima is briefed by her superiors, who tell her of growing international threats. They also tell her to focus on growing her squad. She sees great potential in Denji, even as it seems no one else has the same confidence, including Aki, who doesn't trust Denji because Denji has no real goal except to have a good life. Power and Denji track down the enemy devil to a farmhouse, and Denji shares his ability to turn into the Chainsaw Devil. As they approach the farmhouse, Denji wonders why they aren't approaching the enemy devil with stealth when suddenly Power betrays and attacks him. Power is too quick for Denji, and she knocks him out. Power has an arrangement with the Bat Devil to deliver a fresh human to heal his wounds. However, when he tastes some of Denji's blood, he finds the blood disgusting because Denji is part devil. Injured from the betrayal, Denji is reminded of Aki's advice not to trust devils. Power demands that the Bat Devil release Meowie, and the Bat Devil agrees by eating the cat. Before Power was captured and she was still a wild devil, Power lived as a wild fiend living off farm and wild animals. Her only friend was Meowie, as she killed everything that looked at her. And one day the Bat Devil captured Meowie from her while she was resting. He agreed to let Meowie go only after she returned a human to him, and in her desperation to save Meowie, she was caught by the department. Stunned after the Bat Devil ate her cat, the devil eats Power as well and takes flight to look for humans to eat. But Denji chases after him. He thinks about when he was a child and lost Pochita. He found the devil crying and waiting for him, and he uses the memory to turn into the Chainsaw Man. The Bat Devil becomes confused when Denji spares a human woman instead of drinking her blood, and the two exchange blows in the city. The streets are crowded, so Denji has to struggle to save and help the human bystanders. The Bat Devil mocks his compassion and Denji throws a car at him, but is knocked by the Bat's powerful sonar attack. Before the Bat can heal, however, an extremely angry Denji rises from the rubble complaining that he still hasn't touched any breasts. Denji's chainsaw easily rips through the Bat as he slices through the larger devil. Power wakes up in the aftermath together with Meowie, and she asks why Denji saved her after she betrayed him. Power agrees to fulfill her end of the bargain since Meowie is safe, and Denji celebrates but is suddenly ambushed by the Leech Devil, who cuts off and eats his arm. Power is too hurt to move, so Denji tries to protect her, but he is too low on blood to turn into the Chainsaw Man. The devil is here to take revenge for the Bat Devil who was her mate, and Denji fights and leads the Leech Devil away. Denji fights back without his chainsaw form, but he isn't strong enough to scratch the Leech Devil. The Leech Devil is amazed that her mate was killed by a weakling like him, and she makes fun of his dream to fondle at least one girl's chest before he dies. Angry that nobody takes his dreams seriously, and everyone has fancy dreams such as killing humanity, revenge for their parents, or saving a cat, he uses his dream to fuel his reserves and attack the Leech Devil. He does a good job at slowing the devil down but is eventually defeated until Aki arrives and summons the Fox Devil to eat the Leech Devil's head. The team recovers Denji and Power, and Denji wakes up with his arm reattached by Aki. Aki reveals that most devil hunters use devils to fight in exchange for some sacrifice, and to get the Fox Devil to defeat the Leech Devil he had to offer some of his own skin. Aki pieces together the events and concludes that Power must have betrayed Denji. Normally Aki would have to report what happened, and Denji and Power would be killed, but he offers to spare them as long as they both listen to his commands. Denji agrees because he just wants to have a good life. Reluctantly, Aki frees Power, but tells her that she lives because she is a useful enemy. Aki reports the mission to Makima and modifies the report to put Denji and Power in a good light, emphasizing that there were no human casualties. Makima agrees to the report, but wonders if Aki has become a more flexible person. The next morning, Aki wakes up early to start his quiet routine before Denji has a chance to wake up. After a relaxing morning and preparing some food for the two of them, Denji and Aki are shocked when Power breaks their door carrying luggage. A distraught Aki calls Makima, who tells her that Power is now his responsibility, as he's well suited to keep an eye on both Denji and Power. They soon come into conflict, as Power refuses to eat vegetables, refuses to flush the toilet, and refuses to take baths. She calls them weak for demanding so many things. That night, Power approaches Denji to fulfill their bargain, and she agrees to 3 squeezes since he saved Maui, killed the Bat Devil, and protected her from the Leech Devil. Denji thinks she is an absolute saint. After Denji saves the fiend Power from the Leech and Bat Devil, she upholds her part of the bargain and lets Denji touch her breasts. But a shocked Denji finds the experience incredibly underwhelming. The next day, he is still shocked that his dream was ultimately disappointing, and he can no longer enjoy life. At the office, Makima attempts to train a depressed Denji how to do paperwork. He admits that he can't concentrate because he recently achieved a lifelong dream, but that achieving the dream was more disappointing than he thought. Makima asks what his dream was, and when Denji reveals it, she advises him on how to truly understand how touch feels by exploring his sense of touch. Denji is overcome by her advice, and Makima gently asks a compromised Denji for a favor. She needs a strong devil hunter to kill the Gun Devil, a dangerous devil from America that she believes Denji can kill because he is special. She agrees to fulfill any wish he has if he kills the Gun Devil. When Makima clarifies that she will fulfill any dream he can imagine, he immediately accepts. Makima reveals that the Gun Devil appeared in the past after a major terrorist attack in America. At that time, a young Aki would often play in the snow with his brother, but his family became victims of the Gun Devil, who eliminated over 1 million people at the same time. The power of the Gun Devil was so frightening it caused a panic worldwide, and the phobia has not ended since, so Makima needs Denji to eliminate it. Makima gives Denji pieces of the Gun Devil to help track it down, and the only way to find it is to collect the rest of the pieces, which will be attracted to the Devil's main body. The Public Safety Department has been collecting the pieces of the Devil, especially Aki, who has sworn revenge on the Gun Devil. Other devils often eat pieces of the Gun Devil to be stronger themselves, and the team is sent to kill one of these devils, who has already eliminated a squad of devil hunters. Power and Denji are rowdy, but Aki calms them down with gum. The other devil hunters are worried, and Aki states that Power and Denji will serve as the front line. A member of their squad named Himeno offers a kiss to whoever kills the devil to motivate the team, and Denji declines, stating that he is already plenty motivated, and he is thinking of someone else for his first kiss. Though when Himeno offers to kiss with tongue, Denji becomes much more motivated. In the building, Himeno and Aki discuss the rookies on their team, and Aki reminds her that most devil hunters die in their first year. Himeno and Aki became partners after Himeno's previous partner was killed, and Aki was her 6th partner, as all the others became killed over time. When they first met, she told him not to be useless and die. A head appears and Himeno freezes it with her contract with the Ghost Devil before it is eliminated by Power. Himeno controls the Ghost Devil's right hand in exchange for giving up her right eye. Power idly threatens Komi, and an unamused Himeno keeps her in line. Meanwhile, Hirokazu senses trouble and discovers that the group has been traveling in circles, always returning to the same floor. Himeno conducts a test herself and confirms that they are trapped on the 8th floor of the building, which upsets Komi. Aki investigates and also finds that every window only leads to more rooms. They determine that this is definitely the devil's work, as there is no escape from the 8th floor, including elevators and going through the roof. Himeno believes that the Gun Devil piece was used as bait for this hotel devil, and she hasn't seen a devil this smart before. A frightened Komi reveals that she was forced to become a devil hunter, and she is terrified of dying. Himeno attempts to comfort her, and Power laughs at her. Aki reveals that all the clocks on the floor are stuck to the same time, and he believes that since time seems to be frozen on the 8th floor, no reinforcements will be coming to help them. Denji decides to take a nap. When Denji wakes up, Himeno informs him that the team discovered very little food, and the electricity is out across the floor. Aki is still investigating. Hirokazu is having a panic attack. Komi was knocked out after trying to drink toilet water, and Power is now determined to win a Nobel Prize. Himeno uses cigarettes to relax, and reveals that an addiction helps devil hunters because they don't have long to live anyway. She also reveals that she was the one to get Aki hooked on cigarettes as well, after she determined his reason for joining public safety was to get revenge on the Gun Devil. As Aki survived as her partner, they grew closer. Aki has come with bad news, that the devil has appeared as a mass of flesh in the hallway. The Eternity Devil introduces itself and offers a contract with the Devil Hunters that if they feed it Denji, the devil will release the rest of the team. A frightened Komi demands Denji to sacrifice himself and attacks him, but is quickly stopped by Aki and Himeno. Aki finds he can't summon the Fox Devil, and though Himeno can do damage with her Ghost Devil, the Eternity Devil just becomes larger as it reveals they are all actually in its stomach. Himeno tells Denji that a contract with the devil is sacred, and the devil would have to let them go after it ate Denji, or the contract would kill it. Hirokazu appears and advises the team to hand over Denji and take the deal. Aki and Himeno disagree and say that as devil hunters they only kill devils, not humans. Later Denji asks Aki about his sword, and Himeno informs Denji that Aki's sword is powerful, and that if he was forced to use it, then it would be better to feed Denji to the devil instead. A frightened Komi gets into an altercation with Hirokazu and Power after accusing Hirokazu of being a spy and working with the devils. Their screams cause the Eternity Devil to charge, and the rest of the team is forced to run. The Eternity Devil manipulates the spaces of the hotel to bring the group together and demands Denji, stating that it will be the one to kill the Chainsaw Devil. Aki starts to use his sword but is stopped by Himeno, who tells Denji that every time Aki uses his sword it takes years off his life as an exchange. Komi and Hirokazu attack Denji, but Aki takes the hit for Denji, saying that he won't sacrifice Denji, and that devil hunters need to work together to survive. Power uses her powers as the Blood Fiend to prevent Aki from bleeding out, and Himeno is shocked to almost lose another partner. Denji offers to jump into the Eternity Devil's mouth to cause havoc with his chainsaws, figuring that the devil was scared of him because it won't kill Denji itself, but is asking the team to do it. He doesn't want to owe Aki any favors, so he considers this exchange for taking a knife for him, and Denji jumps into the devil. To the shock of everyone in the hotel, Denji jumps into the mouth of the Eternity Devil, and while inside the Eternity Devil he transforms and begins attacking the devil from the inside. But Power wonders if Denji can keep up his attack without losing too much blood. Denji starts to recover by drinking the blood of the Eternity Devil, and is shocked Himeno remembers that an older hunter told her that the devils that she needs to be careful about are the ones that act crazy. She is later warned that inevitably all hunters who hunt the Gun Devil will lose their lives, and in an attempt to save Aki she had tried to persuade him to give up his quest to no avail. Meanwhile, Denji realizes that the more he damages the Eternity Devil, the more blood he can get to recover from, which keeps the two devils in a cycle of endless pain. After 3 days of watching Denji fight the Eternity Devil, the starving party is finally released by the Eternity Devil, who cannot take the 3 days of torture by Denji. Himeno later tells Aki that she plans on hosting a party for the rest of the unit, to allow them to apologize for almost giving Denji up to the devil, and to raise morale, as Kobeni and Arai are on the verge of quitting public safety. Aki states that they should invite Makima, who seems unusually interested in Denji, and Makima usually travels around for work but she has been staying close to Tokyo since Denji appeared. They host the party at a local restaurant, but Power quickly claims the best foods for herself. Meanwhile, Denji asks Himeno about the kiss she owes him and she teases him and tells him to wait. Denji formally introduces himself, and the rest of the unit are surprised at his young age. Everyone else also introduces themselves, but Kobeni keeps her devil contract as secret. They later find out that the unit is so new because most new hunters are quickly killed off. Makima arrives, but an embarrassed Denji wishes to keep the kiss a secret from her. Aki asks her for information about the Gun Devil's relationship with Denji, but she refuses to answer, and challenges the table to a drinking contest instead, which she promptly wins by crushing the competition. Power starts to compete with others at the table over their IQ, proclaiming she has an IQ of 500, and a drunk Himeno kisses Denji, but accidentally pukes in his mouth. A disgusted Denji remembers that even when he was a homeless kid, he never resorted to eating puke for a living. Arai takes care of him, but confesses he is a bit jealous of Denji. Later, when the party's over, everyone notices that Himeno seems to have taken Denji away, and when they are alone, a drunk Himeno complains to Denji that everyone seems to be obsessed with Makima. Himeno takes Denji to her apartment to recover and continues to complain to herself about Makima. She then kisses Denji again and tells him that he could have girls better than Makima. Himeno propositions him, but Denji can only think about a lollipop that Makima gave him after the party, a gift from her after she gave him nausea medication, so he turns Himeno down and they fall asleep. Himeno wakes him up the next morning telling him that she doesn't remember anything from the night before, but Denji proudly exclaims nothing happened between them. Himeno interrogates Denji about his feelings for Makima, and Denji is certain that he would still love Makima even if she was a horrible person. Himeno then asks Denji to ally with her, and she will help him get together with Makima so she can have Aki for herself. To start their alliance, Himeno asks Denji to bring Power and Aki to her apartment for breakfast every few days so they can all grow closer. Meanwhile, Makima travels to Kyoto for business, but she and her bodyguard are ambushed and shot on the train by agents of the Gun Devil. In Tokyo, Aki, Himeno, Denji, and Power are having lunch together when a nearby man blames Denji for the death of his uncle from the mafia. The man proclaims that the gun devil is targeting Denji, and the rest of the group fight when the man shoots Denji. But when Aki uses the Fox Devil, she tells Aki their opponent is Samurai Sword, a human devil hybrid that has merged with the Katana Devil. Aki then defeats the man using his sword, a contract with the Cursed Devil which allows him to defeat enemies if he hits them 3 times. But a woman named Akane arrives and brings the Samurai Sword back into the fight, and the Samurai Sword quickly defeats Aki. Himeno cannot bear to watch Aki be killed, so she contracts fully with the Ghost Devil, allowing herself to be consumed so that the Ghost Devil can attack the Samurai Sword with its full power. But when it is about to win, Akane uses the Snake Devil to destroy the Ghost Devil, and Aki watches as Himeno disappears. As she is frightened of Akane, Power has run away, but Denji emerges from the rubble in his chainsaw form to duel with Samurai Sword. The two fight while Akane calls for reinforcements, and the two devil hybrids are evenly matched in their duel. Thugs help Samurai Sword, but while they are defeated they help Samurai land hits on Denji. Denji then tries to take one of the thugs hostage, but Samurai Sword cuts both Denji and the thug in half. Across the city, the gun devils manhunt down the rest of the devil hunters, and in Kyoto the devil hunters Yutaro and Michiko are notified that the Tokyo groups have been attacked. But before they can react, they see Makima arrive unhurt from the train. They ask Makima if the rest of the public safety hunters should head to Tokyo to stabilize the situation, but Makima tells them it will probably be too late. She requests to be taken to a shrine and to be given prisoners from the government. Shortly thereafter, Akane and Samurai Sword watch as one of their men is killed from nowhere, and when they call for help they realize Makima is attacking them from Kyoto. In Kyoto, Makima uses the prisoners to kill the enemies in Tokyo one by trading the lives of the prisoners for the men in Tokyo. The Kyoto hunters, who have been blindfolded, realize that Makima has killed all the prisoners. Akane and Samurai prepare to flee before Makima can arrive, when they are confronted by a distraught Kobeni. Kobeni had survived the attack on her, after she was defended by Arai at the cost of his life. Kobeni moves too fast for the two assassins, and after she cuts off Samurai's arm, they retreat without Denji. Kobeni is traumatized from all the fighting and she promises to quit once she sees Himeno again. Meanwhile, Makima is informed by the hunter Madoka that almost all the hunters in Tokyo have been killed, and the government is reassigning all the hunters in the region to her command. Madoka promptly quits, and Makima eerily informs him that she can't keep civilians who have public safety intel alive, as she prepares to return to Tokyo with a worried Yutaro and Michiko to deal with the problem herself. In the aftermath of the ambush on the devil hunters of public safety, Aki wakes up in the hospital to Denji, and Power looking over him. Although Denji and Power are playing around, Aki asks them how many hunters survived, and Denji tells him everyone except them, Kobeni, and Madoka had survived. Denji then leaves, but feels sorry for Aki. In addition, the cursed devil tells Aki that he only has 2 more years to live. Then Aki cries over Himeno's death while Denji listens from outside the room. Denji realizes that while he feels sad with Himeno's death, just like Pochita's death, he has never cried over it, and Denji wonders if something is wrong with him. He decides to see Makima to cheer himself up. Meanwhile, Yutaro and Michiko arrive to see Aki to help the remaining hunters. Since Samurai Sword was after Denji, Makima meets Denji and Power and tells them she asked for the Kyoto hunters to reinforce the remaining hunters of Division 4 after they were decimated in the last battles. At the graveyard they meet Kashibe, who will serve as their new captain. Denji and Power reveal they don't really care that their comrades have died, and that they'll side with whoever is winning the fight, which impresses Kashibe, who finds them interesting. Kashibe then breaks both of their necks to disable them, and heals them with blood. He intends to train them harshly beyond the capabilities of humans, as Denji and Power are both devils. As the strongest devil hunter, Kashibe plans to train them by hunting them until they survive. They fight him but are easily defeated, and Kashibe plans to destroy them over and over because they are partially immortal. At the hospital, Aki tries to summon the Fox Devil, but she doesn't arrive, and Yutaro thinks that she might be angry because of the previous battle. Michiko and Yutaro ask Aki if he plans to leave public safety, as his strength is greatly diminished. That Aki won't give up until he has destroyed the gun devil who killed his family. The Kyoto hunters leave, remarking that they heard the Division 4 hunters were all crazy, while Aki gets an unexpected visitor. Kashibe trains Power and Denji until they nearly pass out, and Denji dies so many times that Power has to keep hitting him awake. After Kashibe leaves, the two walk home and wonder if they should run away to avoid training, but are certain that devil hunters will come after them if they run. Power forms a plan to use alcohol to beat Kashibe, to lower his senses and beat him up after, and Denji calls her plan brilliant. The next morning, Kashibe arrives at the apartment where Denji and Power have set up a trap to eliminate him. But after springing the trap, Kashibe is able to easily overpower Denji and Power, although Kashibe compliments them on their effort, as they seem to be improving. Kashibe then leaves for drinks but kills Denji before he leaves. With the loss of the Fox Devil and with limited lifespan remaining for the Cursed Devil, Aki asks Yutaro and Michiko to take him to the public safety prison so that he can contract with another devil. In the hospital, Himeno's younger sister saw him to drop off Himeno's letters to her father's, where she talked about trying to get Aki to quit public safety and live as a civilian with her. A determined Aki then meets with the future devil to form a contract and gain its power. After the future devil sees Aki's future, he agrees to contract with Aki as long as he can live within Aki's right eye. The devil reveals that Aki's future will be terrible and tries to taunt him, but Aki doesn't care and agrees to the contract. Meanwhile, after days of trying to ambush Kashibe, Denji and Power manage to injure the old devil hunter. Since they have had proper training now, he reveals that their next operation is to capture Samurai Sword and Okane. He also reveals that if they fail, public safety will eliminate Denji and Power. Later, Kashibe meets with Makima and states while he finds the younger hunters annoying, they are growing on him. He then accuses Makima of manipulating the situation and getting the devil hunters in Division 4 killed on purpose, but that he will let her manipulation slide as long as she serves humanity's interests. Meanwhile, Samurai Sword and Okane are hiding with their men, fearful of Makima's power. However, they refuse to run because they still want to kill Denji. Although they have only a few men, they still have the leftover zombies from the zombie devil. Yutaro and Michiko reveal to Aki that they also are targeting the Gun Devil, but they have realized destroying the Gun Devil is hopeless as they try to persuade Aki to give up. Aki leaves them stating that he doesn't care what they think and he won't stop, and Yutaro calls him crazy in a friendly way. Meanwhile, Makima meets with a criminal boss who has found out Akane acts as an intermediary between the Gun Devil and its contracts. He agrees to flush out the spies in his organization that work for the Gun Devil, but Makima demands the identities of all the criminal families. The boss refuses, saying that if the mob and the government destroy each other, foreign criminals would arrive in Japan. The Makima reveals her power and intimidates the boss into doing her will. The government track down Samurai and Okane, who are quartered in a building. The police surround the building while the devil hunters are sent inside to fight. Kashibe warns the police to keep an eye on devil hunters working for the government, including the Shark Fiend, the Violence Fiend, the Spider Devil, and the Angel Devil, who make quick work of the zombies. Most people avoid the Angel Devil because he drains people's lifespans, but he is surprised with how casual Aki acts around him. Aki then orders Denji and Power to split up from the rest of the group to track down Samurai. Meanwhile, Makima helps the raid from far away by eliminating the remaining thugs. Aki is able to track down Akane, who surprises him with the Ghost Devil, who is now working for her. The future devil tells Aki to use his power to see into the future, but although he fights well, Aki becomes overwhelmed by the devil. Aki remembers the first cigarette Himeno gave to him when they first became partners, and one of the Ghost Devil's hands shows him a cigarette. This reminds Aki that Himeno told him the weakness of the Ghost Devil, that it can only see fear. Aki then ignores his fear and eliminates the Ghost Devil. Komi then captures Akane, who was distracted by Aki. Denji and Power prepare to hunt Samurai while Power eats a zombie arm. Power then leaves the elevator to fight zombies. Aboard, Denji meets Samurai on the final floor, who tries to surrender as long as Denji atones for destroying the Mafia, which he refuses to do. Samurai feels that the Sword Devil has replaced his heart, and that Denji's heart must have been replaced as well. The two then restart their duel between Chainsaw and Sword. First fighting on the rooftops and then on top of a moving train, Samurai compliments Denji's fighting skills, which have gotten much better. Denji proclaims he will beat Samurai to keep his good life at public safety and make Makima happy. The two continue to fight, but Denji starts to lose when Samurai involves civilians and Denji has to protect them. Samurai then disables Denji and requests that Denji apologize for killing his grandfather. Denji then tricks and beats Samurai into thinking he only has one chainsaw left on his head, when he actually had chainsaws hidden on his feet and knees. Samurai wakes up imprisoned by Denji, who took out the Katana Devil from the man. But Denji isn't satisfied with just capturing him, and when Aki arrives, Denji suggests they have a contest to keep kicking Samurai's groin over and over. This is because he killed Himeno and removed one hot girl in Denji's life. Aki doesn't think this is what Himeno would have wanted, but he agrees anyway. Meanwhile, the police and the rest of the devil hunters finish the operation. Later, Makima reports her findings to the head of public safety that Samurai and Akane had been working with the Gun Devil, but Akane had been killed before she could be questioned. Akama reports that with more of the Gun Devil flesh found in the building, public safety can finally start tracking down the Gun Devil himself. After the long mission, Denji, Power, and Aki return to the apartment to eat and relax, and while the others are resting, Aki lights the cigarette given by the Ghost Devil in memory of Himeno. Meanwhile, Denji dreams that Pochita is locked behind a steel door, but when Denji approaches, Pochita's voice warns him to stay away. And this is all for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.